this chapter raises a very important question, which is, does growth lead to debt sustainability? Yes, but not vice versa. So basically, many experts, many economists, they're not happy with India going for fiscal expansion. They're not happy with India or Indian government spending so much money and increasing the fiscal deficit and debt to GDP ratio, because they believe, or the economic theory believes, that high debt to GDP ratio leads to low economic growth in the long run, right? And then there are other people, there are other economists who are saying कि भाई debt to GDP ratio should not be seen. Rather, we should see this term, IRGD. IRGD. Interest rate growth rate differential. Interest rate means the interest rate that the government pays on the loan it has taken. And growth rate, it's nominal growth rate. So many experts say कि भाई अगर if your IRGD is negative, which means your nominal growth rate is much higher than the interest rate that you are paying for your loan, then your debt is sustainable and you don't need to worry about increasing debt to GDP ratio. These are the two main arguments that are there. So this survey tries to go into this कि भाई कौन सा argument is more plausible in case of India. So there are two types of policy. When the economy is in recession or in boom, there are two types of fiscal policy that you can use. Fiscal policy is what? It is the policy of the government which is related to expenditure and taxation. So government has two options whenever the economy is either in recession or in boom. One is the pro-cyclical fiscal policy. Pro-cyclical fiscal policy जो है, it means कि a policy or a fiscal policy which exacerbates the cyclical trends. अब इसको हम सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं. Let's say economy is going under boom, and when economy booms, क्या होता है? It leads to overheating, which means it creates surplus demand in the economy, जैसा 2008 रिसेशन से पहले इंडिया में हो गया था. ठीक है. अब when there is overheating, when there is excess demand, suppose government's fiscal policy decreases taxes during this time and increases expenditure during this time. So what will happen because of this? It will further exacerbate overheating, because when you reduce tax, it further increases demand in the economy, because the propensity to consume or the disposable income of the people has increased. Similarly, when there is when you increase expenditure, again it creates demand in the economy, which again further exacerbates overheating in the economy. Similarly, when you do the opposite, when there is recession in the economy and the government increases taxes, so what happens when there is recession in the economy? When there is recession, then the demand in the economy is very low because people have lost their jobs. So during that time, if you reduce taxes or if you increase taxes and you reduce expenditure, it will further worsen your recession. ठीक है. So this is the basic idea of pro-cyclical policy. ठीक है. दूसरा है counter-cyclical fiscal policy. This is what is advised by John Maynard Keynes in his book General Theory of Employment, that ultimately whenever there is recession, your policy should be to reverse the recession. Similarly, whenever there is boom, your policy should be to ensure that the boom does not lead to overheating. So your policy should be opposite of the cyclical trend. For example, if the economy is under boom and you want to prevent overheating, so you will either increase taxes or reduce expenditure. Both of this will reduce demand in the economy and therefore prevent excess demand. Similarly, when there is recession, the government policy should reduce taxes and increase expenditure because this will give a boost to demand in the economy. ठीक है? अब why there is relevance of counter cyclical fiscal policy in India? तो इंडिया की अगर हम बात करें तो इंडिया में सी व्हाट इज इकोनॉमिक सर्वे सेइंग? इकोनॉमिक सर्वे सेइंग कि भाई आप जो है व्हाट यू शुड डू इज दैट यू शुड बोरो द मनी एंड दिस borrowed money should be used by the government to increase fiscal expansion or to spend more. Why? Because spending more will increase demand in the economy and it will revive the economy. What does the traditional economic theory says? The traditional economic theory says कि भाई it says what? It says कि अगर डेब्ट टू जीडीपी रेशियो आपका हाई होगा तो इट विल क्रिएट टू मेन प्रॉब्लम. वन, in future you have to raise taxes from the people, right? If you want to return back the money, you have to raise taxes in future, and this raising of taxes will lead to what? It will lead to fall in demand in the economy, and fall in demand will lead to what? It will lead to less consumption of goods in the economy. And less consumption means less production and economy is under recession. So basically the traditional economic theory says that if you are trying to revive the economy by increasing the debt to GDP ratio, you are actually postponing the crisis. You can save the economy today, but after 15 years the crisis will again take place and you will return the loan. दूसरा प्रॉब्लम जो है ट्रेडिशनल इकोनॉमिक थ्योरी का विद डेब्ट टू द जीडीपी रेशियो इज इट लीड्स टू क्राउडिंग आउट इफेक्ट. नाउ व्हाट इज क्राउडिंग आउट इफेक्ट? तो जब डेब्ट टू जीडीपी रेशियो इंक्रीज होगा तो वी ऑल नो दैट देयर इज लिमिटेड availability of loanable funds in the market, and there are two main buyers of that. One is गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर, वन इज प्राइवेट सेक्टर. अगर गवर्नमेंट सेक्टर ज्यादा चंक ऑफ लोनेबल फंड्स ले लेगा तो देयर विल बी लेस अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ लोनेबल फंड्स व्हिच विल बी देयर फॉर द प्राइवेट सेक्टर. एंड फॉर दिस लिमिटेड लोनेबल फंड्स all these companies of private sector will compete with each other, and when there is excess demand for anything, it leads to what? It increase its price. So in this case, when there will be excess competition among the private sector for that limited loanable fund, it will increase the interest rate because there are many buyers of these loans. And when they will be increasing interest rate, it will lead to crowding out of private investment, which means जितना public investment increase हुआ है उतना ही private investment कम हो जाएगा and economy will stay where it will be. So these are the two traditional economic theory जो कि economic theory बोलती है. But economic survey is saying that this is not the case with India. This is not the case with India. Why? Because India में basic चीज ये है कि भाई अगर let's say we have a lot of unemployment in this country and our economy is operating much below its total productive capacity. तो इंडियन इकोनॉमी की अगर हम बात करेंगे तो यहां पे इफ गवर्नमेंट विल स्टार्ट स्पेंडिंग money, let's say government is spending money to buy or to build roads, highways, मनरेगा, electricity production, right? Let's say textile parks. So all these expenditure will lead to what? It will make things simpler for the private sector to function. Why? Because road अच्छी होगी तो उसकी logistics cost जो है that will reduce, which will improve its profitability. ठीक है, अगर electricity आएगी 24 घंटे, so he will not have to invest in buying costly generators etc. ठीक है, अगर टेक्सटाइल पार्क्स बनेंगे, क्लस्टर अप्रोच रहेगा तो जो उसकी कॉमन फैसिलिटी की जो कॉस्ट होगी दैट विल रिड्यूस. ठीक है, अगर मनरेगा होगा सो मोर एंड मोर पीपल विल बी एम्प्लॉयड. तो इससे होगा क्या? व्हेन गवर्नमेंट विल स्पेंड सो मच फॉर इन दीज सेक्टर्स दैट विल जनरेट न्यू एम्प्लॉयमेंट एंड दीज पीपल विल बी एम्प्लॉयड व्हेन देयर इनकम विल इंप्रूव. तो क्या होगा? They will start spending more, they will start demanding more, and that will give signal to the private sector to produce more. So in the case of India, where economy is very much under the total productive capability, when we go for debt or when we go for debt finance, fiscal expansion, it does not actually leads to crowding out of private sector. Rather, it will complement, it will crowd in private investment because private sector के लिए establish करना easy हो जाएगा. plus जो demand create होगी वो जो demand है that will give signal to the private sector that they need to produce more, they need to buy more machineries, they need to hire more people. ठीक है ना? तो ये जो है concept है आपका इसका. अब और ये कोई नया कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं है. ये जो कॉन्सेप्ट है फिजिकल एक्सपेंशन का और काउंटर सिक्लिकल एक्टिविटी का, दिस इज अ वेरी ओल्ड कॉन्सेप्ट एंड वी आर सीइंग दिस फ्रॉम लास्ट मेनी ईयर्स. इवन अवर किंग्स, फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू नो अबाउट हाउ इमामबाड़ा वाज क्रिएटेड. तो इमामबाड़ा में क्या था कि there were famines in Awadh region. So the Nawab of Awadh, he believed that we need to go for some kind of public work program which will employ a lot of people and therefore it will increase the demand in the economy. So therefore he employed thousands of people in construction of Imambara. अब इसमें इंटरेस्टिंग ये था कि 3/4 जितना दिन में बनता था. So common people were employed here as laborers. In the evening, the noblemen and the other people, they used to destroy 1/4 of it. And the reason being कि continuous employment जो है वो लोगों को मिलती रहे अवध के. Right. So this was around 150 years before the Keynesian model. So this is something which is not new in India. अब इसमें एक चीज ये है कि बेसिकली डेप्थ हम ले तो ले वो ठीक है, बट वेदर द डेप्थ विल बी सस्टेनेबल. सो उसके लिए ऑलिवर ब्लैंकर्ड, हु इज एन इकोनॉमिस्ट, he has given this model of IRDG which says कि let's say your nominal economic growth is 8% and your inflation rate is 4%. Sorry, not inflation rate, your interest rate is 4%. So because you are growing at more or you are going at more pace than the interest rate you have to pay for loan, your debt to GDP ratio has been sustainable. In the case of India, from last 2.5 decades, which means since 1991, this IRGD has been negative in case of India. It has been negative in case of इंडिया, ठीक है ना। सो अल्टीमेटली इन केस ऑफ इंडिया हमारे यहां क्या होता है कि हाई ग्रोथ रेट जो है इट लीड्स टू डेप्थ सस्टेनेबिलिटी. High growth rate leads to debt sustainability, but it is not vice versa, which means low debt does not lead, or low debt to GDP ratio does not lead to higher economic growth. ठीक है. Also, if we talk of India's IRGD has been negative, and it is one of the lowest among all the OECD countries. OECD countries are group of countries who are rich countries, rich developed countries of Europe and North America. So this is what happens in India. In India क्या होता है, हायर ग्रोथ रेट होता है, तो जो पूरा फॉर्मूला मैंने बताया, जो पूरा प्रोसेस बताया है, उसकी वजह से इट लीड्स टू डेप्थ सस्टेनेबिलिटी. ठीक है. नाउ इफ यू टॉक ऑफ इंडिया में अगर हम बात करें पॉलिसी सिनेरियो में, तो 1998 में वी फेस दिस एशियन फाइनेंशियल क्राइसिस विद मेनी एशियन कंट्रीज, एशियन जायंट्स, देयर इकोनॉमी कॉन्ट्रैक्टेड, and after the and since India was closely linked with these economies, it affected India's economy also. Therefore 98 से लेके 2003 तक India's economic growth जो थी, that was not very high, rather it was the economic growth was low, but because during that time government focused on fiscal expansion, government focused on building highways, the NDA 1 years focused on building the highways, the NDA 1 years focused on building the telecom. So हुआ क्या कि by the time long run में क्या हुआ, our growth rate revived very sharply. For example 2003 में India's economic growth was more than 8%. Similarly, if we talk of IRGD and debt sustainability for other economies, we see that it is different in India and it is different for other advanced economies. The reason being कि इंडिया के तरह अदर इकोनॉमिक जो अदर एडवांस्ड इकोनॉमीज हैं, दे आर नॉट फंक्शनिंग बिलो देयर टोटल ग्रोथ पोटेंशियल. ठीक है. नाउ लेट्स डिस्कस द स्ट्रक्चरल और लेट्स डिस्कस द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ इंडियन डेप्ट और इंडियाज डेप्ट. तो इंडिया के अगर हम डेप्ट की बात करेंगे तो वी हैव वेरी लो एक्सटर्नल डेप्ट. मेजॉरिटी ऑफ इंडियाज डेप्ट इज इंटरनल डेप्ट. And this also makes it more sustainable. The reason why many countries of Europe, or what we call as PIGS countries, Portugal, Italy, Greece and Spain, they faced a lot of crisis in last 8-9 years because majority of their debt was external debt. But internal debt में you can always repay the debt by printing more notes. तो एक तो ये है. Similarly, इंडिया का जो total overall debt level है, that is among the lowest in G20 countries and also among the BRICS nation. Similarly, our public debt जो था, it has been declined, or it declined between 2003 and 11, and 11 के बाद से it has been more or less constant. So we have a space where we can surely increase our debt to GDP ratio. Similarly, जो total India का debt है उसमें से 70% debt जो है that is held by center and rest by state. ये important हो सकता है आपके prelims exam के लिए. Similarly, we have a long maturity profile of India's public debt, which means majority of debt held by the government, it is long-term debt, it is not short-term debt. We don't have to pay these debt in next 1 year or 6 years, which makes it again much more sustainable. So therefore, the economic survey, it concludes that India's debt will remain sustainable in the long run because of following reasons. One, India का जो debt to the GDP ratio है, that has been, it has no negative relations with nominal interest rate, which means even when debt to GDP ratio is high, तो जो nominal interest rate हैं economy में वो low ही रहते हैं, which means government will continue to get its funding by paying low interest rate. ठीक है ना. तो if we see the 5-year, 10-year, 20-year, 30 years, all of these have been trending low from last few decades, even when there were certain years जहां पे debt to GDP ratio high था. ठीक है. सिमिलरली जो IRGD रेट है वो भी इंडिया के केस में नेगेटिव रहेगा इवन फॉर अपकमिंग ईयर्स. सो देयरफॉर द डेब्ट दैट वी विल टेक विल बी सस्टेनेबल. एंड थर्डली, क्राउडिंग आउट इफेक्ट जो है इंडिया के केस में नहीं होता है, एज वी हैव सीन अर्लियर. रादर इंडिया के केस में क्राउडिंग इन इफेक्ट होता है. सो देयरफॉर वी डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट डेब्ट. वी नीड टू फोकस ऑन counter cyclical policy. We need to focus on fiscal expansion, because this is the only way we can revive our economy. But the economic survey also cautions that ये चीज हम short term में तो कर सकते हैं, but long term में our objective should be to go for fiscal consolidation. जैसे ही हमारी economy revive हो जाती है, our focus should be on fiscal consolidation, and for that fiscal council could be a good institution.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update from Civil's Daily.